Another task which is basically to read a string, input string from the keyboard. Basically, first we have seen that how to get a character, then we have seen how to display that character, then we have seen how to display a string. Now basically this interrupt is used to get a string from the keyboard or input device. So basically for that the interrupt code is 0A. Basically we will be loading 0A in AH register and then calling the interrupt. Secondly, we have to define the buffer in which that value will be stored. Basically that string will be stored. So for that you will be using LEA. I have already told you that this is the abbreviation of load effective address. DX will be the point where offset value will be stored, and this is the variable in which you are going to store the string. So you need to define few things. For example, you need to define the variable name, then you need to define the size of that variable, that string basically. When above code execute, first byte of buffer will contain the size of the buffer specified in the buffer. Second, type उसकी कौन सी type होगी, you need to identify that type as well. Then you need to mention that how many characters will be in that string which you are going to input through your keyboard. So for that I have created a code, and I'll explain using that code. So here is the code in which you can see that the first part of that code is basically first line is move dx of comma offset buffer. That is basically used to store the offset value in dx register. This can be replaced with the command lea dx comma buffer, or the name of that constant in which you are going to store the string. Then second point is move ah comma 0ah, that is the code for getting a string. Then interrupt is used, interrupt 21H. Then basically in next line you can see that this is the variable definition, that this string this buffer variable will be of defined byte. This is the size, and this is basically the size of that string, that how many character will be stored in that string. So the above you can see the first 5 lines are basically used to get a string from the keyboard. The line number 4 will be skipped. The further remaining lines will be actually the code to get the string. But here in that code I am going to explain that how you can show the string, how you can display the string as well. So for that you need to use some other parameters as well. For example, here you can see that you know that the last thing of the string will be the string terminator. So if you do not add this string terminator, you cannot display the data on your screen. So basically you need to add that string. So for that I have added few more points. For example, here you can see that this is the offset address of you can see the first string of the first character. Basically in this line the offset will be stored, and then you can see that buffer bx plus 2. So this will be adding an extra memory location in which you will be storing the terminator, the string terminator. So if you see that now the updated effective address will be, or the updated offset address will be the address of the buffer plus 2. Plus 2 is because you have used an other memory location to store the string terminator. This is basically that whatever the string user enter through the keyboard, you will be used adjacent and extra memory location to store the string terminator, so that the computer can identify that this will be the total length of the string, and now I have to terminate the string to at the time of displaying the data on the screen. So basically, if I run this code, this code will be able to get a string of 10 you can say variable. For example, if I write HASSAN space ASL, so this is basically the length of the screen. Now if you want to display that string, you need to run further the next steps of the code, and you can see that the string is displayed. I'll rerun the code. Now basically this is the point where you can enter total 10 variables, or you can also enter less than 10, but the upper limit is 10 characters in a string. So for example, I write Hassan ASL and I press enter, so that means I just entered 6 plus 1 space and 7 8 characters. Now these characters will be displayed in such a way that you can see I have not entered any string terminator. My next code will automatically enter the string terminator, so that the data can be displayed as well. So now I am executing line by line. This is basically XOR BX comma BX mean I am clearing the variable BX. Then I will be moving the point of first character. Then I will add basically offset +2, so that in that location I can add the string terminator. Then I will get the load effective address of or the offset address of that register or variable. Then I will be moving move AH comma 9. Basically this is the code used to display a string. Then interrupt will be called, and you can see that your data will be displayed on the screen. You can also use string enter without echo. For that I have already told you that I will share this document with you. In that document you can see all the codes related to interrupt 21H.